This thing just jumped straight on. Okay, I like it. All right. So we have, okay, it is officially 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. here in North Carolina, so Eastern Standard Time. All right, guys. So welcome to my live. Hopefully you can hear me. I have my microphone here so that you guys can hear me a little bit. Okay, YouTube just sent a notification that I'm live. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. If you guys are watching this in replay, make sure you say, "Hey, I watched this in the replay, Dr. Shamanda. I caught you, whatever." All that good stuff. I did just announce it, like I think yesterday or today. Who knows? But anyway, I honestly, y'all know how I am. I'm really big on celebrating my milestones, and I haven't always been that way. You can ask my family, my friends. I'm not really big on celebrating stuff. It's not a thing for me, but I am trying to get better about it. And one thing that I wanted to make sure I do with you guys, and I have been doing good with this, is celebrating our milestones. Because, when I or this channel hits a milestone, it's not just my win, it's also your win. Because this is a community, right? I look at this as a community of people who are honestly super focused on their finances, building wealth, maybe starting a business, just trying to live a life where they're not so stressed about money, and just trying to learn and yeah, learn more about money essentially. So here we are, 3,000, and I'm so grateful. I am, some people may not think that's a lot. They may think that's, girl, that, what is that? That ain't nothing. You know what I mean? For me, that's a big deal because to me, I am um, fairly new, I guess newer to the game and YouTube, whatever. Um, and I take this very seriously. I feel like this is my opportunity to teach. It's my platform to share what I'm passionate about. You guys allow me to share my own personal wins, my own personal struggles. I'm able to teach you things specifically around like financial literacy, and that's a big deal for me. And I truly, truly, truly appreciate that, and I'm grateful for that, and I don't take that lightly. So thank you again for showing up and watching every video, for liking the videos, for commenting, for sharing them, for giving me more ideas. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know what they want me to talk about now, right? And so, kind of guiding what's next. I appreciate those moments. So, for anybody who's new, because I have gotten a lot of new subscribers, but lately, and I think it's when I started sharing about my entrepreneurial journey. But let's go back a little bit because I want to give you guys an update on like who I am. Just you hear a little bit in my intro, but I want to tell you who I am. So, um, my name is Shamanda. So just in case you didn't know how to pronounce it, I mean I say it every day, but you know what I mean. Shamanda. Some people call me Manda, whatever. But in professionally, my name is Dr. Shamanda Burston. And most people call me Dr. Shamanda. So, because I asked them to say Dr. Shamanda, because one day I'm gonna get married and I'm gonna change my last name or hyphenate it. So we don't want to get stuck on the last name. I mean, I'm just telling y'all that's why. But Dr. Shamanda is my name. That's what you call me. I was a high school dropout, um, and a teen mom of two, and it's very important for me to share that because I think that, when we get on social media, people portray this perfect version of who they are, and like they have the perfect background and upbringing and all that. And for me, that is not true. That was not the case. I literally have overcome so much. Like it's not even funny. And sometimes I don't remember. Like because I just pick myself up by the grace of God and with God guidance and oversight, and I just keep moving. You know what I mean? But sometimes I have to take a moment and be like, girl, you know been through a lot of stuff and you've overcome a lot. Like you've come a long way, right? I'm from a small town. Some people know if you are coming over from Facebook, you probably are from like either we went to school together or college or we're from the same city, but I'm from a small town. Um, and so yeah, like I dropped out of high school my last year when I got pregnant, and I was like high risk, so I didn't go back, and I ended up having my daughter my second child like a year later. So by the time I was 19, I had two children, two under two, literally. And I remember bringing my daughter home from the hospital, and I wrote about this in my book too. And I looked at both my kids and I was just like, baby, I don't know what I done. Like, what in the world was I thinking? You know, I wasn't like, oh, y'all a mistake. It wasn't like that. It was more like, what in the world? Like, how am I going to do this? Because it was scary. Here I was 19 with these two children, these two small babies, basically. But it was in that moment that I made a decision that I was going to do something different and that I was going to change my life. Like, I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to build a career. I'm going to take care of my children. I'm going to be able to manage this. I didn't know how. I didn't know what exactly, but I just knew, and I made a decision in that moment. And so, how does that relate to you? You know, even when I work with my clients as a therapist, and I'll get there. Um, it's really about that point where you are like sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're tired of repeating the same cycle. You're tired of um somebody said, hello, hey, outdoors JM. Hey, welcome to our live. When you're like sick and tired of the same thing, like you're like, I want to do something different, something has to change. That is a very important and pivotal moment for everybody, and you have to take that moment. Now, for some people, that's the moment where they're ready for therapy or they're ready for coaching. They're like, I've tried everything possible, and this is not working on my own in my own strength. I need some help, and that's where I come in. That's why I like to help people. It's like you need to come in and be ready to work, though, like ready to change some things up. I don't want you when you're not really ready. Like, I'm just gonna be honest, right? But if you're ready and you're sick and tired, I can help you. You know what I mean? But that's where I was at 19, and then I just went into my career. I knew I wanted to help people. I've always been a therapist. I was a peer mediator in elementary school, so that you know, like I was always the person that people went to. Um, but I had to go back and do my own healing work because I realized that I was the person that people came to, but I had nobody to go to, right? And so, if you watch my movie, my book, which I do have them right here, shameless, no shameless plug, like I'm not listening. My book is here, Wounded Healer, and my movie here is Wounded Healer. This is actually on Tubi. You can literally click on Tubi right now. I don't even think you got to download it, but you can go on Tubi right now. Here's so you can see the cover. Um, and then you can watch this movie. I think it's like an hour and a half. It's really short, actually. That's a whole nother story. We'll talk about that another time. But what was I saying? Because I forgot. But yeah, I was the person that people would come to. I didn't have anybody to go to, so I had to do my own healing work. Um, as I started to navigate and understand, like, okay, like you need some support. You've overcome domestic violence. I was involved in domestic violence or a survivor of it, and a teen mom. Like childhood illness, I almost died when I was a little girl. Like literally, I had 14 inches of my intestines cut out. Y'all, like people just be looking at me like, oh, just cute little girl. You know what I'm saying? I mean, over the years, and I'd be like, you have no idea, baby, what I've survived. Trust me. But you know what? I don't walk around with that like this chip, like, oh, I'm just this survivor. I've been through all these things. Like, I that's not who I am. I'm like, don't it's gonna come out when we talk and we work together. It's gonna come out because you're gonna hit on something or you're gonna be facing something, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, like I can help you with that because X, Y, and Z, and I do a little bit of self disclosure, and I can but I can help from a real place that some people it's all textbook and theory, but for me it's like, nah, I've been there like in a very real way. Now let's talk about that and how that relates to finances. Um, in my book I wrote about, and I was kind of like a little didn't want to share that in my book, but I was being transparent. But I kind of talked about this in a video recently of how, at my lowest point, there were times where even though I was working, had a master's degree, licenses, everything, but I was a single mom, and it was just everything was on me. But I remember sometimes having to like dig in the back of the seat, like looking for coins, change in the back seat of the car. You know what I mean? I every time I say that, I'll be like, you really did. Like that's crazy, right? Because I didn't have anybody to call and ask for money. If I didn't have any gas money, I didn't have any gas money, and I'm trying to figure it out. I didn't have that. You know what I mean? I didn't. I keep in mind I was the person, so that sets the tone. Which is why I like to work with high achieving women because typically those women they're like the family hero. They're the person that people go to, and sometimes, most of the time, they don't have anybody. They have very few people that they can go to for support and help because people don't assume or even think to ask, "Hey, how are you doing? Are you okay?" You know what I mean? These might be like the managers, the leaders, the directors, the doctors, attorneys, the actors that are, the creatives. These are just really high achieving people. They're first generation college graduates. Like, they're the ones who have kind of made it out. They're doing something different, but because they have that strength to do something different and they've accomplished those goals. Um, oh, I thought I saw something here. Then people assume that they just have it. They're ready. They're good. Like, they don't need any support and all that. And that's not necessarily always the case. So I like to hold space for those type of people because I understand what that looks like and feels like. All right. So um, let's talk about a little bit more about YouTube and why I chose this platform. Um, YouTube has always been my go-to, and I would say for the last 10 years. If you go back and watch my videos, first of all, I don't know if I want you to watch my I was looking at hot mess in some of them videos, baby. I don't know why I put them videos up, girl. But anyway, it ain't about that guy. Okay, remove the vanity, Lord Jesus. Anyway, I'm just being real, y'all. Um, I moved from my hometown to the city of Charlotte, yeah, Charlotte, North Carolina, and then I moved to Georgia for a couple years, and I moved there twice, back and forth twice. So imagine that. And then I moved back to North Carolina. But as you can imagine, there's a lot that happened in between that time. There's a lot of transitions, a lot of growing, a lot of goals, a lot of failure, a lot of wins, a lot, I was parenting. There's a lot going on. And so I'm sharing and literally documenting the journey. Because one thing that was really important to me, and it's still important to me to this day, is that I need people to see the whole journey. I don't want to meet people like, I'm gonna use Oprah as an example, and y'all, some people mad at her right now, so I ain't gonna do with that. That ain't gonna do with me. But anyway, let's say, for example, like, we all know Oprah. We know that she's a super successful black woman. Like, we know that, right? But if she didn't tell you her story, like the past, the history, things she's gone through, you kind of would be like, oh wow, like, that's amazing, and you would either like feel a little bit like dismissive towards her and her success, or you just would like be super enamored by it. For me, I guess for me, it was always about like documenting it. For one, I want to give God the glory for everything. I never want to be like, oh, I overcame all this stuff by myself. Like, I constantly talk about God in my videos. That's why I'm like, some people, they're gonna click off as soon as they hear me talk about God. Like, it's just what it is, and it's okay. You know what I mean? You're not my people, and I'm not your person, right? But I always want to give God the glory, and also, like, I want you to see the journey, the process of how I went from A to E or whatever, and then to that next milestone. Like, for example, for the last couple of years, I've been documenting my personal finance. Why, right? Like, why is that important? Why would I do that? Because because I truly believe that I'm a woman who's going to be of like high net worth, like, you know what I'm saying? So when I hit like, I ain't gonna put no number on it because you just never know. But like, when I get there, I want you to be like, people be like, oh yeah, like, I remember when she was like working a job and she was like budgeting her paychecks, and she hit this milestone and she hit this milestone, and now she's here, she's in Forbes. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I document the journey, and not just for me, for a couple reasons, right? Obviously, I want my children to be able to look back on these videos and be like, wow, like, my mom really put in the work, like, she really did that. I want my grandchildren, which I hope to not meet for a long time from now, by the way. I have 18 19-year-old, by the way, y'all. But I want them to be able to look at it and be like, wow, like, my grandmother really laid the foundation for us, and like, and this is what she did, and this is how she did. Like, I want them to see that. And then other women, other single moms, other like people that started from the bottom. I want them to be able to see this young woman navigating this world, right? Not coming from money, not coming from a background where money was even talked about at all, right? Like, honestly, being the first to really, really dive into this type of stuff and see how, right? It's kind of like the chart, like the stock market chart. It's like up and down, up and up. Like, that's why I do this, right? Because I know what it's like to watch other YouTubers or content creators, whatever, sometimes you find them and they're at the very end. Like, no, I'm gonna say the end because they're still living. You know what I'm saying? But like, they're like further ahead. They've already hit their first million. They're married now. They have a family, and you can't. You know, for me, I'm just nosy and curious. It's just me. And obviously, I'm a therapist, so I'm very inquisitive and curious. But I'm like, dang, like I wonder how it was when they first started. Like, what? How did they get started? What were some of their setbacks and challenges when they first started? That's the stuff that I want to know about, right? And if I can go back and watch their old videos, I'm like, oh my gosh. I'll give y'all an example, and she's a more of an influencer, not in the personal finance space, but Aaliyah space. I know y'all know. Most of y'all probably heard of her. She has almost 1 million subscribers. She's more in the beauty influencer space. But I'll tell you, when I see her and I see how she live her life, I'm like, wow, like girl, you know, she's definitely a Pilates girly, you know, doing her thing. But I'm being who I am and how I like to look at people and observe their story and their lives. I couldn't help but go. I wanted to see your videos from 10 years ago. And when I saw her literally working a job at Mac, she was like working at Mac. I think she was in college. She dropped out. She was going for pharmacy. When you see this, like some people will tell you their story and tell you how hard it was, and they stopped this, they did this. But when you can actually see it in real time, you can actually go back and watch those videos and see them, and you see how they look, how they changed, they lost weight, gained weight. Like you can see it, right? You can see them when they're going through breakups, when they've gotten married, when they go through a divorce, when they have a baby. You know, like you just see so many pieces of their lives, and then you see like, and then you kind of bring it back to present time where, wow, like this woman is sitting here and she has her own business and she's thriving, and you know, I know for Aaliyah especially, like she got a place in Dubai, she got a place in New York. She just did collaborations with which company was it? Some make cologne or perfume brand. Um, you could just tell she's living up, but she didn't start there. That wasn't her beginning. And so that's why I do what I do, because I truly believe what God has already given me, the vision He's given me. But I don't want anybody to find me there and be like, oh yeah, yeah, like you must come from this wealthy family. You grew up learning about investments. You knew about all this stuff, you know, from the beginning. No, no, like you can literally see old videos of me in like hotel rooms when I'm trying to like find an apartment in Atlanta because I just moved there, or like there's so many, or sitting at the park, or when I first learned about Dave Ramsey and I'm telling y'all how I'm about to save $25,000 because I had got an apartment in like a small urban, not I don't even call it urban, but like small rural area of Georgia, and the rent was $800, and I'm coming from Charlotte where the rent was like $1,200. I'm like, oh, I'm about to save an extra $400 every month. I'm going to put this in my savings, and I'm about to have $25,000 in the next 6 months. You can see those videos. Did I hit that goal? No, I did not. By the way, just go ahead and give you the end result. I did not hit that goal. I don't even think I told y'all that. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. I tried. Okay, listen. But you can see where I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna follow Dave Ramsey no more. Like, I think I like what he's talking about, but this ain't really fitting me. You can see the journey, and so that's why I document this, and that's why I always encourage people. If you're not, and I just posted this video, so make sure you check it out. If you're an entrepreneur, or if you're not an entrepreneur and you just want to do something, but you're a little nervous about people watching you or having comments and opinions, check that video out, like for real, because I kind of just went in on y'all. Like, I'm sorry, but not sorry. But honestly, if you have something to share, if you have a vision, a goal, a purpose in life, which we all do, document it, literally. And I know we're kind of raised on this whole mindset, especially in some communities. By the way, I don't know if y'all know I'm black, but I'm a black woman. Because some people be like, "Are you Dominican? You like?" I'm black. Okay, seriously. But it's kind of like this whole idea of like, don't put your business out there, and you ain't gotta tell the internet everything and all that stuff. And it's like, yeah, I get it to some extent. Like y'all don't know who I'm dating. If I'm dating, like there's certain things you just won't know because I'm not putting all my business. I don't put my business out like that. But there's certain things I feel like it's not even really about me. This is truly like my calling in life. One of the purposes of my life is to be an example, like literally a walking and talking example. Which is why I am the person who will make a whole movie about my life and write a book about my life and go on TV and promote the book. I mean, I was on Good Day Charlotte, y'all, for real. this small town girl. I'm just like, first of all, that's how I knew. That was the moment I knew, like, okay, there's something different about you, and God has called you to hire because what are you doing? You from Shelby, North Carolina. What are you doing on TV? Talking about your book. What are you doing? And that's when I knew. That's when I knew. I was like, oh Lord, Lord, God, why me? And then I had to say, okay, why me? You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, so I highly encourage you guys to definitely I don't know, I don't know what that. It's like a sticker thing, something popping up. But anyway, highly encourage you to document your journey. It's not about getting on YouTube or social media, whatever, to tell all your business or to make money, whatever. It's honestly, again, it can be a higher purpose than that. It could be that your voice, your story could be one that people need. Somebody could need it. There could be a young adult, a teenager. There could be anybody that needs to hear something that you have to say, and it needs to come from you, from your voice, right? I know so many people who um they are very good at what they do, right? They're very popular. They are very good with speaking, right? And I used to be like, oh Lord, I'm not a public speaker. I used to think, like, I'm gonna take some public speaking classes. And then I realized, like, if I do that, which I mean, I probably could benefit from it, of course, right? We all should grow, but I don't want to lose what makes me me. I have a very country accent from a small town in North Carolina. I talk fast a little bit, so sometimes I'll be cautious of that. I can get very excited, and you can hear it in my voice, right? I have a very passionate tone sometimes. But that is going to resonate with some young woman or some man, right? Or some caregiver or some um, dreamer out there. They need to hear it the way I can see it, the way only I could see it, right? Versus this speaker who is just so eloquent in the way they say things and their grammar is like perfect and like, yeah, that ain't me. And you know what I'm saying? I have a doctorate. I'm Dr. Shamanda. I could be like, yeah, so like, the essence of the story is, I'm gonna be like, yeah, so if we really want to get straight to the point, is this. And sometimes I know people like, you girl, that you know. But this is who I am. And I promise y'all, from working in this field for almost 20 years of mental health therapy, mental health, behavioral health, addictions, it is my unique way of saying saying things the way I say it. It is what helped me help my clients. Because if I was sitting in those rooms with them, whether it was in person or virtual, and I was talking all extra eloquent and just all proper and all, which I do talk proper, I do speak proper, I do, y'all. Like, I'm very articulate. Like, don't get me wrong, trust me. If I had to go on TV right now, I promise you my tone would be a lot different. Y'all would be like, she done code switched completely, baby. What? It is not. But hey, when I show up, I can show up. Trust and believe. But y'all know what I mean, right? Okay. Um, if I didn't show my most authentic way, I would lose those people. I work with teenagers, y'all, so you already know Gen Z don't play. One thing about if you know anything about kids and Gen Z, they're not about to play with you. So they're not gonna talk to you, they're not gonna open up to you, nothing, unless they can relate to you. I just spent the last basically like 2 years working with kids. That's all I did was kids, whether it was school based or when I worked in a pediatric clinic. And I worked with kids as young as like 4 all the way to like 18. And when I tell you they thought I was their best friend because I could relate to them. And I'm 20 years older than them, but they didn't feel that, whether it was the 4-year-old or the 18-year-old, because I can speak their language. I can meet them where they are. But if I came in that room and I was talking to them like I'm just some doctor from Princeton and all that, they would not open up to me, right? Sorry, somebody. They wouldn't open up to me, and they wouldn't feel my authenticity. So that's how I am here. That's how I am here on YouTube as well. Like, I'm just very real. I'm very honest. I'm very transparent with you guys. Obviously, there's things I don't talk about on here. I don't really talk about my kids a lot, whatever, because they're older and they don't want, You know what I'm saying? They don't want all that. Like they have their own lives and stuff. So you might not hear me talk a lot about that. People ask me questions, and I might not really respond to those questions like that because I'm not about to go in detail about my kids. They don't want all that information out there about them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've shared our whole story. That's enough. But you know what I mean? Like, but I just feel like I'm grateful that I'm able to connect with people. I'm able to be honest. I'm able to be real. And I think one of the biggest gifts that I give to my community, which I'm grateful that you guys allow me to do this, is that I'm a therapist, right? Like I am a therapist with almost 20 years of experience. I'm dually licensed in mental health and addictions, right? I have a doctorate, so I have the highest level of training. I am a clinical supervisor, so I train and teach and develop therapists, right? And I was teaching for about 4 or 5 years, okay? And yeah, and then a professor. So I literally teach. But I give all this to y'all for free. Y'all get access to all this for free. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm just being honest because some people they wouldn't have access because they're like, oh well, you Dutch man, first of all, you're in North Carolina, so I can't see you because I'm in Philadelphia or something, right? Or I can't afford you, or I don't have insurance, like whatever, for whatever reason they might be like. But you guys get access to me for free, and I love that because it's like a level playing field. Like I get to help people in a very like in a very real way. I'm not practicing therapy here, and let me do that as a disclaimer because this ain't therapy. This is educational purposes only. And I'm not your therapist. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a financial planner. None of that kind of stuff, right? I always try to tell people that like don't. I'm telling you what I'm doing. Okay, so let's not even play them kind of games. But I get to help people. I get to give them access to me, so that you know, and that's one reason why like work in certain systems. Some people wouldn't have access to me unless they were going through those channels. And that's why I love what I'm doing now, being a financial coach. Now that's where I help people because now you have direct access to me. Or if you want to do a consultation call, or because maybe you want to shift some things around in your life, you need somebody that you can talk to this through this stuff with. And before, if you're not a kid, then I can't see you because I'm only working in this system, right? Now, when I created my private practice, that was what this was all about. It's like, how do I allow myself, how do I allow other people to have more access to me, right? Obviously, I have my YouTube videos and all that stuff, but how can they get more access to me? How can I help more people? How can I serve more people? So one thing, and I shared this with my friends yesterday. I have a goal. I know this sounds crazy, but it's true. I have a goal. I want to help 500 people this year. Don't ask where it came from. Definitely Holy Spirit, because it wasn't me. Because I'm really trying to retire. To be honest, like retire. But like, I want to help 500 people this year. Whether it's they watch my YouTube videos, obviously, right? But like one-on-one sessions, obviously, and I can't see everybody, but one-on-one for like financial therapy stuff. Obviously, my anxiety practice, like working with clients with mental health, and then also the way I'm really going to be able to help more people now is my workshops. And I never thought I would do virtual workshops and stuff like that, but I realize now like that's the way I can really serve more people. And I'm not trying to sell y'all nothing, but I still gotta let you know because it's what it is. I released my first digital workshop yesterday. It's called Financial Reset, and I priced it at $19.99. Listen, and it is on Stan Store, so now you actually, and I didn't even know this at first, but you can actually break it up in 4 payments. So I recorded that. It's a presentation, and I recorded. I talked through it the whole time. It's like an hour, over an hour, and I talked through it. I'm talking about money avoidance, money anxiety, money depression, how your past has impacted your money, your thoughts. Like I do a deep breakdown like, and I'm calling it financial therapy because I know some people don't even understand what that really is, but I'm explaining all this stuff in this pre-recorded workshop for $19, for $20. You can't beat that, literally. And that's why I was like, this is a way beyond my YouTube videos that I can help more people. So that is what I'm really pushing, so that because I know everybody can't afford to work with me one-on-one, and I don't mean that in a confident, cocky kind of way. I mean genuinely, because we're in a recession, so I understand that. So there are people who, okay, I need to work. I don't care, like I don't care how much it costs. I'm gonna work with you one-on-one. And there are people who like, listen, Dr. Shaman, like I need you to explain this stuff to me. I need you to talk about what these things are, and I can be able to see it and pick it out myself. And that's what I did in that workshop. Like I did a deep dive, and I'm so grateful that God put it on my heart to do that. And right now, my only job as far as that workshop, so that I can hit those 500 people and help those 500 people this year, is to keep talking about it. So be prepared to be sick of me. I'm going to put that link everywhere on social media. My YouTube channel, this live I'm talking about, it's in the actual in the who did one? Hey, and Diana. Hey Diana. Thank y'all for joining me live. I'm about to wrap up here, but if you didn't catch everything from the beginning, you can always watch the replay. But my job, my ultimate goal right now, so that I can reach 500 people this year, is to keep talking about that workshop, and I'm gonna be creating more. So as people tell me what they want, I'll create more. Yeah, I'm a professor. Like I love to teach, but I don't want to teach in the university system. That's just not something that I'm interested in anymore. But I say YouTube. So bringing it back full circle to YouTube, YouTube is my platform because it allows me to teach y'all in these videos that I post, right? I'm sharing with you my real numbers, my transparency, what I'm dealing with, what I'm going through. Y'all get to hear me work through my own money anxiety, go from scarcity mindset to abundance mindset. Y'all literally seeing me practice this stuff in real time. And then because I know y'all, this is something y'all interested in too, I can create workshops, recorded workshops, send them to you, $10, $20, whatever, very cheap, literally, if you think about it, instead of the 200 plus dollar sessions. But if you want, here's the thing, the great thing about it is like, okay, if I were to watch this workshop and I'm like, hey, like, she really hit on this one point, and I really think this is something I need to work on and work on within myself, and but I need to talk to her one on one about this. That's when you can like, okay, let me book a call with Dr. Shaman to really work through this part then. And so it's a win-win. Like I get to do what I love to do, which is teach, do therapy, help people, serve in this way from home. And y'all know I have an autoimmune disease, so I can't go back to like I can't go back to nobody's job. Like, baby, I can't do it. I love my life too much. I'm grateful that God's giving me a second chance. When I had that colonoscopy in January, I said, okay, God, say less. I ain't going back. I can build my own practice. I can work with my people on YouTube, the ones who need this work and who generally want to work with me and who see the value in it. That's how I'm serving, right? And God gave me the okay because He cleared me. I'm fully in remission, and I am so grateful for that, y'all. Like, there's no words to describe. So I'm not going back to the corporate and mental health world. Like, that's not for me, right? Now, I did do something. I stayed on this one platform that is like I'm credentialed with for insurance. That's the closest thing, but I'm still 1099. That's a contract. So, but that allows me to have more access, or people to have more access to me that are dealing with more like mental health stuff. The financial therapy is not necessarily a diagnosis. So, that's that. And then, of course, I'm doing financial coaching, and then I'm doing these YouTube videos and packaging it in my workshops for you guys. So that's what I do full time now. And I'm so grateful for that. And I feel so free, and I feel like I can truly focus on serving. So as I wrap this video, I just want to say thank y'all for showing up. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. You don't have to. You could be like, oh, there's just some pretty little light skinned woman. I don't know what she talking about. Does she know what she talking about? Like, you could really just be like, girl, please. But you choose to stay here. You choose to subscribe. You choose to show up and watch every video. You like the videos. You comment. Some of y'all could comment a bit more because where y'all at? Be for real. I'm just kidding. Kind of, sort of, not, but like, I want to hear from y'all, like for real. But this is a choice that you made, and I'm so grateful, and I do not take it lightly or take it for granted. There are people with millions of subscribers. Literally, I would rather have, and I was watching this video the other day, or actually earlier today or last night, and this guy was like, I'd rather have 1,000 or 3,000 true people who truly love me and what I teach and my channel, than to have 5 million subscribers that really don't even care. They're just kind of there. Like, I'd rather have a true tribe of people, because at the end of the day, my focus, and I'm not about to cry. I'm not gonna cry on here. But y'all, for real, like, I genuinely want to serve. You have to understand my backstory. I'm not supposed to be here. Based on statistics, whether it's domestic violence, whether it's surviving a childhood illness that I still live with, that there's no cure for. I'm not supposed to be here based on the statistics and all that stuff, but I'm here. I am still here. And I'm like, okay, God, you know, took me all over the world, like all up, drug me all up and down everywhere, and I'm still here, and I still look good and cute. Oh, I'm showing up. No, for real, like I'm showing up for sure, right? And that's how I feel every day. I just want to show up. I just want to show up, and I want to make an impact, and I want to make a difference. And I already told y'all, I am a high net worth, wealthy woman. Now, does my bank account reflect that yet? No, it don't, but it's coming. And the biggest goal for me, and I'm saying this, I'm gonna wrap this up for real for this time. The biggest goal for me is to be a philanthropist. Anybody who knows me, they know that. That is my ultimate goal in life. I just want to be a fine, fit woman, like just looking good, looking cute every day, but I'm constantly just giving out money. That is my ultimate goal in life. And I know that sounds crazy, but like that's just always been my goal. I just generally, because I'm the person who I want to go to the Duke Power and pay off all the overdue accounts. I want to help a single mom, you know, buy her first home, and she doesn't know where the money came from. I don't want nobody to know that I did it. I want to be an angel investor, an angel giver. That is my ultimate goal. So by the time I'm 80 something years old, 90 on my deathbed, I know that I helped so many people, and they don't even know I helped them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, I know I help the people here and all this, but I'm talking about the people that I do it behind their back secretly. That's the listen. So that's why I show up. That's why I get out of my own way. I don't want. Sometimes I don't want to do this because like I'm kind of introvert and shy a little bit. Nobody believes me, but I really am. Like I'm about to. The most exciting thing for me today is that besides this, of course, is I'm watching Peaky Blinders. Anybody know about that? Listen, they got a movie. It's coming out. I've been watching. My daughter put me on a show. The movie coming out tonight. I think today, something like that. And I'm watching that, and I'm watching what's Outlander. This is the final season. Oh, listen, I can't wait. I'm about to sing the song, but I'm not. Y'all not ready for me to sing. When we hit 10,000, I might sing for y'all. I might sing for y'all when we hit 10K. Nah, I'm gonna have to be 100K before I sing. Mm-mm. There's a story behind it, but I'm not ready to go there. Anyway, but yeah, like that's what I'm looking forward to. Like that's the highlight of my day. I'm picking up my daughter from work, and I'm about to watch these shows like that. But ultimately, like at the end of the day, I want to be giving out money. That's what I want to do, making an impact, changing people's lives. Like that is so important to me, and that means I gotta show up and I gotta serve. So even though I be wanting to retire and just completely be done with all this stuff, I got there's wealth to be made and to build, so that I can give it away. I just want a house. I do want my Bentley. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's call it what it is. I'm completely debt free. On put money aside for my kids so they're good, right? And my grandchildren in the future, great grandchildren. And that's it. I'm just giving money away. Well, along the way, I'm just giving money away. Like that's the goal. So, but in order to get there, obviously I had to do a lot of healing work, mindset work, and that's what I'm helping you guys with and teaching you guys. So, anyway, thank y'all so much for joining this live. I appreciate it. I'm so grateful for you. If you haven't already, check out that financial reset workshop. It's $19.99, or I think you can break up into 4 payments on Stan Store through Klarna, I think something like that. Also, if you want to know more about my story, because I know I'll be talking about it a lot, but my book is on Amazon, Wounded Healer, and my movie is on Tubi. Go watch it as many times as possible. Share it with somebody. Listen, first of all, I'm from a small town. All my movies on Tubi, and I know people talking about Tubi movies. That ain't the point. The point is it's owned by Fox, and I'm from Shelby, North Carolina, and my movie's on Tubi. So put some respect on it. Y'all know I had to get on. Y'all know what I had to do to make this. I'm making this movie twice, and we raised almost $25,000 in cash and services during COVID, during the middle of the pandemic. That's how I knew God blessed this. People didn't even have no jobs, and they still gave me money. And I asked for money, and I don't ask for stuff. So it was meant for this to happen, and it's on Tubi, and you can watch it for free. So there's no excuse. So check it out. If you're inspired by it, please let me know. I'm that's a goal for me, is to make sure people are inspired by that film. I want to make more films, things like that. But sorry, y'all know I'm there, so I talk. But let me let y'all go for real. Thank you again for watching this. If you catch the replay, leave me a comment. Let me know you watched it. And yeah, if I can figure out how to end this live, we're gonna end it here. Thank y'all so much. I love y'all. I'm so grateful. And I'll see y'all at 4,000. we're getting there. We're gonna get there. All right, see y'all soon. Bye. Okay, I gotta figure out how to end this.